Hare Krishna. I just want to make a little short video. This is a message to all the Ritvik devotees out there, all those devotees who have woken up to the truth that Prabhupada still lives. He lives in sound, he lives in his books, and he lives in his sound recordings, his lectures, his morning walks, his bhajans, and that he is still present to guide us back to Godhead. He's still a Diksha Guru, he's still initiating. So those people, those devotees who have understood this truth, this is my message to them. My message is this: remember when Srila Prabhupada said, it is a fact that the great sinister movement is within our society. Remember when Prabhupada said that? 1970 to Hansaduda. It is a fact that the great sinister movement is within our society. So when I heard that many years ago, it became sort of a mission for me to understand, who is this sinister movement? Well, my studies, my search, my quest has brought me to understand who they are. International Jewry, world Jewry. And I just want to say to you Ritvik guys, you need to open up your mind if you haven't already done so. I know many of you already have done so, but to those who haven't, you need to go from this sort of fighting on the platform of trying to establish the fact that Prabhupada is the Guru, proving that Prabhupada is the Guru. This is okay, and you're fighting against these bogus gurus and trying to expose them. That's good, that needs to be done. But we have to broaden our vision about who the real enemies are of Srila Prabhupada's movement. These bogus gurus like Radhanath, and before him Tamil, Jaya Potato Head, Jaya Pataka, Jai Israel, Jai Adwaita, all these guys, these are just small players. These are little instruments, little tools who are put in the movement, who are working as agents in the movement. But we have to see the big picture, and we have to understand the world situation. Prabhupada is a very powerful person. He's come from the spiritual world to preach Krishna consciousness, and the biggest demons in this universe, or at least we can say on this planet, the biggest demons on this planet, if you don't want to go universally conscious, it is universal, but we'll go just world conscious. So if you just want to stick to world consciousness, the biggest demons in this world, they're the ones who are attacking, who are attacking Prabhupada's mission. So you have to understand who those people are and what their agenda is. Because if you're fighting in a battle, you need to know your enemy. Prabhupada said intelligence means to also know the dark side. Simply just like Prabhupada gave the example of going into business. If you go into business and you're simply thinking how much money you're going to make, blah, 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 I'm going to make this much, going to do this, going to do that. Prabhupada said intelligence means to see the dark side, where you could lose money, where you could go wrong in business. You also have to be aware of those things. So we also need to understand the enemy. If we're in a fight, we need to understand the enemy and what it's trying to do to us, and what it's trying to do to Prabhupada's mission, and how. And we need to deprogram ourselves from that, because we've been born in the womb of the demons. We've been born in the womb of this Jew world order. We've been born in their kingdom, and we've been indoctrinated. A large percent of us have been indoctrinated by their philosophies, and we don't even know that we're carrying Jewish ideology, atheistic, demonic ideology, that we've carried that into Krishna consciousness, and we don't even realize that. So we need to understand the enemy, their philosophy, their method of attack, and we need to wise up to that and actually know who we're fighting and what they're doing and how we can counteract it. And when we understand that a little bit, then we'll actually understand who are the best recipients of Krishna consciousness. The best recipients, as I've said many times, are those people who are already awakened to the enemy. Like right now, the problem is most devotees don't even know who the enemies are of Prabhupada and the Krishna conscious movement. So they're like they're like living in shadows. I mean, the ISKCON devotees are fully serving the Jew world order. ISKCON is fully controlled by international Jewry, and those who have surrendered to ISKCON and pay obeisances to ISKCON and serve under the authority of ISKCON, they're fully serving the Jew world order, international Jewry. Those who have woken up, the Ritvik devotees, the Ritvik crowd, and they've woken up about Prabhupada's position and that he is still the Guru and he's still available for them, they're a little bit more enlightened. But unless they broaden their horizons and understand the real enemy of Krishna consciousness on this planet, in this universe, unless they really understand who they are, then how the hell can they fight them? They're not going to be able to fight them, because they don't. It's like they're fighting in the dark, they're fighting in the shadows. Imagine yourself fighting in the shadows and the enemy is prodding you and poking you and you can't see him, you don't know where he is. So we need to wake up, understand the enemy, understand what Prabhupada said when he said it is a fact the great sinister movement is within our society. We need to actually understand what that sinister movement is. Do your research, do some study. I recommend some good documentaries. Europa, The Last Battle, a brilliant documentary by Tobias Bratt. Watch that documentary and it'll completely blow your mind and open your eyes to understand the world situation and what's really going on, and then that'll help you understand who the actual enemies are to the Krishna conscious movement and to humanity in the world at large, basically. But Prabhupada's come to counteract this, and if we want to fight for Prabhupada, we need to understand the enemy. We need to wise up, get off this little platform of fighting against the bogus gurus, exposing the bogus gurus, or even the poison issue. Yeah, expose the poison issue, and you can expose that Prabhupada was poisoned, all these things. I've done it, I still do it. But in a sense, this is like, one has to broaden it out and see the real enemy, see the big picture, and understand what these demons are doing to this planet and the innocent people of this planet. And we need to be aware of that. And like, I'll go back to the point I was making, and then when we actually see and understand the enemy, then we'll know who the best recipients are to receive Krishna consciousness, and those people are the ones who also have seen the enemy. So there are many people out there who know the enemy better than we do as devotees. We're in the darkness, we don't even know who this sinister movement is, and there are many people out there who are more clued up, they're more awakened to the enemy, and they know what the enemy is doing, and they're more wise, but they don't have this Krishna conscious knowledge. So we need to be able to ourselves know the enemy, wise up, and then we'll be able to help these people who have also recognized the enemy to humanity, the enemy to spirituality, and ultimately the enemy to Krishna consciousness. And when they see and understand what Srila Prabhupada is giving to the world, that he's reviving Aryan consciousness, he's reviving spiritual consciousness, he's giving a process, a spiritual process, which is a process which will make people purified in heart and mind and body, and they'll become thoroughly righteous, because that's the only way to defeat demonism, is that we have to become thoroughly righteous, and then we can fight against the demons, because the demons stand for unrighteousness. They're fully in the consciousness of demonism, which is all unclean works, nasty unclean works, unbeneficial horrible works meant to destroy the world, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. So we need to understand the enemy, wise up to the enemy, then recognize who are the pious and the favorable people who we can give Krishna consciousness to, and when they get it, they'll be strong and they can join the fight and we can change the world. So wake up, come out of the little bubble, come out of the little small field of just going on about ISKCON and the gurus. Go beyond that, see who is controlling these gurus. These gurus are puppets. If you keep fighting a puppet, then you're foolish. Imagine there's a guy who's got a puppet in his hand and you're fighting with the puppet, and he's waggling the puppet around and you're fighting and saying, look, the puppet's doing this, the puppet's doing that. Come on, wise up. You have to fight the puppet master, international Jewry. Wake up. Europa, The Last Battle, Adolf Hitler, the greatest story never told. these are some documentaries to watch. Communism Through the Back Door also. Check them out on YouTube, Wise Up, and then we can actually work together and fight for Prabhupada.